Hello students, in this video we are going to see about gambler ruin problems. Gambler ruin. Gambler ruin problems. RUIN problems. Let us see these problems. What is a gambler ruin problem? There is a gambler. He has some rupees. Suppose he has a 10 rupees with him. 10 rupees with him. He plays something, playing card, something, whatever. He plays a game. If he lost this game, he gives 1 rupee 1 rupee to the opponent. Okay, 1 rupee to the opponent. Okay, suppose he wins, he takes 1 rupee from the opponent. Okay, suppose 10 rupees. If he lost, he will have 9 rupees. If he gain, that is, if he wins, he gains 11 rupees from 10 to 1 rupee from opponent. The game continues until gambler has 0 rupees or opponent has 0 rupees. That is, suppose gambler has 2 rupees and opponent has 4 rupees. Okay, then if he wins, he takes 1 rupee from the opponent. That is 3 and 3. Something like this. If he gains all the rupees and he got all 6 rupees, all 4 rupees and 2 rupees added to 2 rupees, and if he get 6 rupees, the opponent will have 0 rupees. So they stops playing. Suppose all 2 rupees are went to the opponent. That is, gambler has 0 rupees, opponent has 6 rupees. Then they will stop playing it. This is actually gambler ruin problem. Gambler ruin problem. Let us assume that gambler has Z rupees, total A rupees. That is, opponent has Z minus A rupees, A minus Z rupees. Total A rupees. Rupees are units, whatever, dollar, bitcoins, whatever we can take. Okay, some units, Z units. Gambler has Z units and the opponent has A minus Z units. If he wins, he takes 1 rupee from the opponent, and if he lost, he gives 1 unit to the opponent. The total A rupees. Okay. And here in this case, there are two cases. The first case, P and Q are same. That is 1/2. What is P? Small p is nothing but probability of win. Probability of win. Q is probability of loss in a single game. In a single game, there is a probability of G win. That is, gambler win is P. Gambler loss in a single game is Q. Okay. Then both are equal. Equal means win or loss. Equal chances. Equal chances. Then you will be asked two questions. Two bits like this. Okay. QZ and DZ. Okay. QZ and DZ. They will ask you QZ and DZ only. What is QZ? Uh, Q is probability of loss, 1 unit. Probability of loss, 1 rupee, 1 unit. QZ is probability of loss, all Z units. That is, all Z units moves to opponent and he will get only 0 rupees. That is QZ. What is DZ? Duration. Duration. D is nothing but duration. How many plays he can play with Z rupees or Z units? How many plays? Suppose he has 2 rupees, he can play only 10 times and like this. We have to find the duration. Okay, these are the two things. Here in this case, if both are equal, a simple formula, that is QZ is A minus Z by A. A is the total rupees and Z is the gambler has initially by A. A is again, uh, what do you call, total rupees. A minus Z is gambler, opponent has rupees. Opponent, A minus Z units. DZ. Duration is Z into A minus Z. That is, Z is what? Gambler has units and A minus Z is opponent has rupees. Multiplication. Here in this case, suppose gambler has 2 rupees, opponent has 4 rupees. What is the duration? They can play 4 into 8. 4 into 2, 8. 8 plus maximum, average. We can say it's not maximum or minimum. Average, they can play 8 times. They can play 8 times like this. Z into is very simple formula. Z into A minus Z. Here A minus Z is the opponent rupees by total. That is QZ, probability of loss. Probability of loss. If opponent has huge rupees, the probability of loss is huge. If opponent has less rupees compared to gambler, so loss is less. Like this. Duration is multiplication of those both gambler has and opponent has. That is in this here for P and Q are equal. If P and Q are not equal, so not equal means P may be 0.2, something like this, and Q will be 0.8, 0.8. That is P plus Q is equals to 1. So probability of win plus probability of loss is definitely sure case, that is 1. So here P is equal to 0.2 means the probability of gambler win is less compared to the opponent. It may be reverse. Small p. Small p is equal to 0.8 and q is equals to 0.2. We can also have it. That is probability of gambler win is huge. Okay, something like this. Okay, and then qz. What is qz? The probability of loss, total z rupees. Okay, q by p power a in minus q by p power z divided by q by p power a minus 1. Here actually the writing is not good. So I'll write QZ is all are Q by P. Q by P, here in this case, A minus Z. A minus Q by P power Z divided by Q by P power A minus 1. Minus 1. So this is the thing. Simply I say that if here in this case, Q by P, if I write Q, says, just I'm taking just to remember how to remember. Then what happens? Q power a minus q power z by q power a minus 1. Q power a minus. Just to remember, you should not write in the exams. So you should not write like this. So you should write like this only. Just to remember, I'm saying that is QZ, probability of loss Z units. DZ, this is a big formula. DZ, you have to remember. DZ duration. Duration is minus A by Q minus P. Minus A. A is the total units by Q minus P. The q by p, capital Q, we can simply take capital Q power z minus 1 by capital Q. That is q by p power a minus 1 plus z by q minus p. Z is gambler has z rupees by q minus. Here minus a, total minus a, here gambler. Denominator is same, q minus p, q minus p. And here in this case, this is total one term. In this term, the multiplication is capital Q power Z minus 1, capital Q power A minus 1. Like this, you have to remember. Okay. Let us see a problem. Let P is equal to 1 by 2. If P is equal to 1 by 2, Q is also 1 by 2. 50-50 chances it comes to the first case. It comes in the first case. Okay. And Z, that is gambler has 500 rupees and total 1000 rupees. See here, gambler has 500 rupees and opponent will also have 500 rupees. So the total rupees is 1000. This is Z is equal to 500. Total is 1000. Total 1000 means 1000 minus Z is 500. Okay, 500. So that's the thing. Then find the expected duration of the game. That is DZ, duration of the game. And the probability of ruin. Probability of ruin means total Z rupees. QZ and DZ. If P is equal to 1 by 2, Q is also 1 by 2. A is 1000 and Z is equal to 500. It is given in the question. QZ formula. What is QZ formula? A minus Z by A. That's already is given. QZ is A minus Z by A. So A is 1000 minus 500 by A. That is 1000. 500 by 1000. That is nothing but 1 by 2. It's very simple. Case 1 is very simple. Case 2 is somewhat a big formula. DZ. Duration. Duration is nothing but 500 into 500. Gambler has 500 and opponent has 500. 5 5s are 25. 2,50,000. This is nothing but 2,50,000. 500 into 500 or 500 into 1000 minus 500. A minus Z. This we can say. Okay. This is the formula Z into A minus Z. This is very simple. If P is equal to 1 by 2, it's very simple. Okay. Next, second problem. P is not equal to 1 by 2. Let us see. Calculate the probability of ruin. That is QZ. and expected duration of the game, that is dz. First bit a is equal to 100, total 100 rupees, total 100 rupees, and gambler has only 5 rupees. Next, opponent has how many? It's not given. So 500 minus 5 is 95 rupees. Total is 100 means opponent has 95 rupees. And probability of win is 0.6. P is equals to, this is Z and this is A. And P is equal to 0.6 means what is Q? 1 minus P is 0.4. So we have all the values. We have the formula, QZ formula, Q by P power A minus Q by P power Z by Q by P power Q by P. This is P actually. P power A minus 1. Use this formula, Q by P power A. Q is 0.4. Here I found now 0.4 by 0.6. The writing is not good actually, but I'm saying power A. A is 100 and Q by P, that is 0.4 by 0.6 power Z. Z is 5 and divided by Q by P. Q by P is 0.4 by 0.6 power A. A is 100 minus 1. So the calculation you can do using calculator. If you remember this formula, just substitution, nothing but substitution. And dz. What is dz formula? Just I told you, minus a by q minus p into q by p power z minus 1 by q by p power a minus 1 plus z by q minus p. All these things. So first write this one. Total minus a and gambler has 5 rupees. Denominator same. 0.4 minus 0.6 is 0. Q minus p. In the middle, q by p power z minus 1. Q by p power a minus 1. Q by p is 0.4 by 0.6 power 5 minus 1. 0.4 by 0.6 power 100 minus 1. So substituting, you get the answer 409. Duration of the game, that is with 5 rupees with him, up the total is 100, that is opponent has 95 rupees and he has 5 rupees. So totally with the probability, that is huge probability with him, he can win the game more, winning chances, that is winning probability is more. Okay, he can play up to how many plays? 5 not 4 not 9. That is, it's not actually maximum or minimum, average, and an average with he can play 4 not 9 times he can play. That's it. So if you see the second bit, a is equals to 50, that is total 50 rupees. And next z, that is he has 40 rupees. That means opponent has 10 rupees. This is z and this is a. Probability of winning is again 1 by 2, same. That is first case. 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2. First case. The second one. So QZ. What is QZ formula? Opponent rupees by total rupees. Opponent rupees is 10 by total 50. 1 by 5 is the answer. Simply opponent by total. 10 by, that is 1 by 5. And next duration. This is very simple. What is the duration? 40 into 10, 400. Simply. So gambler has how many rupees into opponent has 10 rupees. That is 400 simply. We get like this. So if it is 1 by 2, that is probability of winning is 1 by 2 is very simple. If it is not 1 by 2, it's a lengthy question is there. This is about gambler ring problems. You get only 2 bits. That is probability of that is QZ and DZ. QZ is probability of ruin all Z rupees, Z units. DZ duration of the game. That's about it.